Good morning, everybody. I don't know what time it is, but I've been sleeping off and on all day. I've been getting a lot of DMs and emails and things like that, and people asking me, I'm curious, can you explain to me how you did what you did? And it's so hard for me to, I don't know, explain it. So the only way I could think of to explain it to everybody on how I did what I did, let's see. So I thought I would break it down easier for everybody. Okay, I'm not doing a reading, okay, but so for one person like me, I had to embody the King of Cups, and I had to embody the King of Pentacles, and I had to embody the King of Wands, and I had to embody the King of Swords, okay, which made me the Emperor. Okay. Then to become the High Priestess, which I am the Divine High Priestess. I should be the Empress, but I'm not. I mean, I'm happy being the Divine High Priestess. I work for the Divine anyway. But anyway, in order to do that, I had to become the Queen of Wands. I had to become the Queen of Pentacles. I had to become the Queen of Cups, and I had to become the Queen of Swords, and yeah. And if anybody's wondering, I am the King and the Queen of Pentacles. I am not rich with coin, and I am not rich with green, but as far as abundance on the spiritual realm, I'm a billionaire. And then, so, makes it possible to be able to hold the world in your hand. Now, using Nordic magic, becoming the magician, that is how I create the northern lights that people have been seeing in the air lately. Okay. And then I had to become the King of Fire, the King of Water. I had to become the King of Air and the King of Earth. And I also had to become the Queen of Water. I had to become the Queen of Air, the Queen of Earth, and the Queen of Fire. And I had to embody all these archetypes. Okay? And then tapping into Mother Gaia, I had to become, or I became, the Green Woman, and I'm also the Green Man. Okay? It's easier for me to explain this way. Okay? Now, I don't know if I have these in order right, but I had to tap into the sun, and I had to tap into the moon and get an audience with Chiron. Okay? Now, to start your journey out, you have to defeat the devil and realize that you are a star. Okay? Takes a lot of strength. Okay? And you have to fall in love with yourself. Self-love and self-care, and know that you're worth it. By starting all this out, you have to create a tower for yourself. You have to create a tower. To get the Wheel of Fortune to move, you have got to get the, audience with Chiron and get the Wheel of Fortune to move for you in your favor. And you have to become the magician. You got to be in the Fool a lot. I went through a phase where I had my last $10 and it was all I had. And there's a gentleman on the side of the road that needs gas money, to get to a job interview. If you give him your last $10 that you have in your name, you have to have faith that the universe will provide for you. And I lived my life in that for 2 years now, giving everything I have, even when I have nothing, knowing that by giving everything I have to everybody around me, it will come back to me tenfold. Okay? Got to live in the hermit a lot, because you got to be in your head. You got to be by yourself, I always say. Okay? I don't know what TV show that is, but, where they drop you on a deserted island and with no electronics, no phone, no nothing, and makes you go down deep. I didn't do this on a deserted island because, is there any place in the world where there isn't a camera? Is there any place in the world where you can actually go out in the woods anymore without a cop yanking you out by your hair? Okay. Now, you have to, at first, during your tower with the devil, you're going to want justice. Well, you have to let the justice go, and you have to know that no matter what, there will be karmic justice, but it won't be you dishing it out. It'll be the universe dishing it out for you. God, the universe. Okay? You have to do a death and a rebirth. I did this by going into October 18th, because I was going into the 18th day of every single month. And when I got to October 18th, that's when I had my death and my rebirth. Okay. Eventually, you will become the Hierophant. Higher knowledge, higher wisdom. Okay. And temperance. A lot of it's faith. You got to have faith. Faith in the divine, faith in God, faith in yourself. Okay? You have to learn how to have an open mind. You got to have deep listening. You got to learn how to breathe. I did that video on box breathing for everybody, but you got to learn how to slow your word and just take a breath and breathe. That one was hard for me. Okay? You got to tap into water, tap into the spring, tap into, your body. Okay? You have to have this one right here, your third eye right there. Your third eye will open, but you got to have a loving eye. And when you have a loving eye, though, it makes it really hard for you to be out there in the world and work in a 9-to-5 job, because you just see all the BS everywhere. You can see through the facade. You can see through people's lies. You can see through the deceptions. You can see through everything. And when you see, you can't unsee it. So that's one of the reasons why I live in my car and I can't have a job, because I just see everything. And it's hard, Hard to have the soul of Jesus Christ in your soul. I have my soul and I have Jesus Christ's soul in my soul. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, would you ask Jesus Christ to work at McDonald's? I wouldn't. You have to realize that you are your own safe haven. If you don't feel safe, you have to realize you have to make yourself feel safe, because nobody else is going to do it for you. Okay? You got to just find your way. Find your way. Okay? You're going to have to go down into the abyss. One of the books that I wrote in 10 books now. No, none of my books have been published yet. Not sure when I'm going to release all my books yet. I don't think they're done yet, but there are 10 of them already written. They are labeled as far as the ocean goes. I've got the blues abyss, I've got the blues deep, the blue shallows, blues waves, it's all ocean. I am water. And you got to learn how to do forgiveness. You got to forgive the people that hurt you. You got to forgive yourself, and it's really important. You got to do all these things in order to become who I am. Okay? There will be liberation. Yep. You'll find out who your truest self is, Okay? You got to learn how to use your chakras and tap into your kundalini by clearing your channels. I've done videos on that. And you've got to also learn how to weep for the world. I remember when I allowed Jesus Christ's soul to come into me, I actually felt the pain of my brother being nailed to a cross and the thorns on his head, and actually feel the pain that he felt in my body and in my soul. And I wept for him. And your consciousness. So I hope that explained a little bit to people about the things that it takes to get what you're going, get what you're doing, and getting what you're accomplishing. I got a lot more out of it than what I was expecting. And when I vibrated my spine and sent that ripple out into the world, the written word on my name being the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and God's daughter, it got rippled out, and my name got put as one of the names of God, Jesus Christ. So, anyway, hope that helped. I love you all. Keep doing your work. Keep doing your work. It's my job to just elevate people and get people where they are, and hope everyone can spread love and light everywhere. All right? Love you guys.